Hail victory, brothers and sisters, and happy Thanksgiving. I want to bring you a message about this holiday because this holiday is very valuable to us and the roots of American tradition, and it's been diminished by selfish people, by shit liberals. Shit libs, of course, love Thanksgiving, but they don't love it because of faith or family or tradition or the food or national pride. They love it because they love to whine. And it's a perfect occasion to spoil holidays by sitting around saying about the poor Native Americans, right? That were wiped out because of the bloody lineage of European colonialism, and how terrible we are and how we deserve to be wiped out by Black Lives Matter protesters, right? So I want to tell you the truth about early Americas. And the truth is that white Europeans came to America first, all right? There's a wealth of archaeological evidence. There was first found a Stone Age knife in 1971 that was tested and found to be made of French flint. And archaeologists, there's Dennis Stanford and Bruce Bradley from the Smithsonian and the Exeter University, and they found a wealth of evidence of European-style tools that are dating back between 19,000 and 26,000 years ago. This is at least 8,000 years before the Asiatics came across the land bridge, all right? So we came to America first. We settled this country, all right? And then, thousands of years later, a violent horde of Asiatics came over the land bridge that are now called the Native Americans, but they're the foreigners. And they murdered our brothers, and they took the land for themselves. So just like Skyrim, America belongs to the Nords, and we know this, and the archaeological record confirms this. So white Europeans had an ancestral birthright to America. And when we came back and retook the land and developed it, we were just giving back what the Native Americans, the so-called Native Americans, who are in fact foreigners, had coming to them, all right? But unlike any other conquerors in all of history that took land for themselves and displaced a population, we had enough compassion to replace the Native Americans in a manner that preserved them. We created reservations for them, right? So when someone sits around and tells you about the poor Native Americans, the first thing that you need to do is tell them who the real Native Americans actually were, which was white European people, all right? White European people came to America first, were murdered later, thousands of years later, by Asiatics, and then we came back and replaced the land that belonged to us with useful developments and reservations for these low IQ castaways from Asia that could have never done what we did with America. We brought the world everything of value from our country. We brought the automobile, we brought it space travel, we brought it antibiotics, we brought the internet, which you're doubtless using to view this video right now, as if the drunk, violent degeneracy that is Native American culture could have ever spawned these great things. Let's be honest. I mean, I've spent some time on Native territory. What can they do, right? They drink all day, they fight, they rape their children, They're a people of no value, right? And they're a savage people. They're mean to each other, they're violent. Before we came along, they were skinning each other, torturing, collecting each other's scalps. I mean, we're talking of real, brutal, warlike, terrible people that Andrew Jackson saved from being held to account for their own wrongdoing out of a sense of basic human decency. And he created safe spaces within the country to make sure they'd survive. We owe the Native Americans nothing, but we still give them things that they don't deserve. So don't let any shit liberal tell you for 1 second about the poor Native Americans and the violence of Western civilization, because Western civilization has created peace and prosperity wherever it's touched all across the earth. Happy Thanksgiving and hail victory.